All right, so we're diving into something today that, on the surface might seem pretty basic, pretty simple, toys for newborns.
Right.
And you might be thinking like, really? Like, what's the big deal? What's the deep dive here? They're just going to play with it.
Yeah, they don't even know what they're doing yet.
Exactly.
But there's more going on.
Yeah, there's actually a lot going on.
And we have a really great parenting podcast episode as our source today.
Okay, cool.
And it's got so much about how to choose toys that not only engage babies, but like actually help them develop in ways you might not even expect.
Yeah.
So we're talking newborns, and even though they seem like they're just staring blankly sometimes, they're actually like little sponges just soaking it all up.
Yeah, they are learning a ton.
Yeah.
Like their brains are just exploding with new connections every second.
Really?
It's pretty wild.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And we can support that with the toys that we give them. So where do we even begin? Like, what are we talking about here?
Well, yeah, let's start with kind of the basics.
Okay.
Comfort and security. This source really emphasizes the importance of these things called loveys.
Loveys.
Those little blankets with like the little animal head on them?
Yeah. I've seen those.
Yeah.
So cute.
Like a little blankie with a head.
But why are those so special?
Well, think about it from the baby's point of view for a second.
Okay.
They've just spent 9 months in the womb.
Yeah.
Super snug.
It's pretty cozy in there.
Right. Feeling mom's heartbeat all the time.
Yeah.
All that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
So a lovey can kind of give them that same feeling.
Yeah.
Like that sense of touch and security, especially as they're starting to, be aware of being alone versus being held.
So it's like a little piece of comfort from the womb.
Exactly.
That helps them transition to the outside world.
It's like a little security blanket, literally.
So that's really important for emotional development. It helps them feel safe and loved.
Yeah, and that lets them kind of explore and learn with more confidence.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
But the source does have one important safety note about these.
Yeah, what's that?
They say no loveys in the crib while the baby is sleeping.
Right, of course.
Which makes sense.
Safety first.
Of course.
You don't want anything in there to be a hazard.
Okay, so comfort and security are key. What else should we be thinking about?
Well, let's move on to visual stimulation.
Okay.
So here's kind of a little fun fact.
Okay.
Newborns don't actually see the world in full color like we do.
What?
Their vision is still developing.
I had no idea.
And so they see mostly in black, white, and shades of gray.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do we engage with those developing eyes then?
That's where the high contrast toys come in.
Okay.
So things like black and white picture books, rattles with bold patterns,
Okay.
even just simple mobiles with like contrasting colors.
Gotcha.
Those really grab their attention.
Yeah.
And they help stimulate those developing pathways in their brain.
So it's not just about entertainment.
Right.
It's about like actually helping their brain develop.
Yeah, it's about providing them with the right kind of visual input to help those connections form.
So by giving them these high contrast toys, we're actually helping them maintain a wider range of visual abilities.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, huh?
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and the source also mentions a really clever tip, which is using a high contrast book during tummy time.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Multitasking.
So you're supporting the visual development and you're potentially making tummy time a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, for everyone involved.
Which can be a challenge.
Sometimes.
For sure.
Especially for the babies.
Okay, so speaking of things that are hanging out above babies, let's talk about mobiles.
Okay, yeah.
They seem like a classic baby toy,
Sure.
but are they really that beneficial?
Yeah, they can be, but it's all about choosing the right kind.
Yeah.
The source really emphasizes slow, gentle movements.
Okay.
And you guessed it, high contrast colors.
So we're not talking about those like brightly colored ones with all the bells and whistles.
No, keep it simple.
Gotcha.
Keep it calm.
It's more about creating like a calming, visually engaging experience.
Exactly. And those slow movements actually encourage something called visual tracking.
Visual tracking?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's basically their ability to follow a moving object with their eyes.
Oh.
Which is, a really important skill, and it lays the foundation for other motor skills, like reaching and grasping later on.
So even something as simple as a mobile can have a big impact on development.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And if it plays like a little calming music?
Oh, even better.
Bonus.
Yeah, creating that nice soothing atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, can be really helpful.
Okay, so we've covered comfort, visual stimulation. What about something for their little hands to explore?
Well, rattles,
Oh, yeah.
classic for a reason.
Yeah.
But the source points out that lightweight designs
Okay.
and gentle sounds are key.
Right, because they're tiny little hands.
Yeah, exactly. Their grasp is still developing.
Yeah.
So you want to make it easy for them to hold and explore.
And gentle sounds, too, right?
Yes.
We don't want to, like, overwhelm those brand new ears.
Oh, no. Those ears are sensitive.
Yeah.
So think soft rattles,
Okay.
crinkle toys,
Uh-huh.
maybe even a teething ring with different textures.
Teething rings already.
Well, they don't have teeth yet.
I know.
But those little gums are going to be erupting before you know it.
True.
And, teething can be a really uncomfortable experience.
For sure.
So offering them safe objects to chew on can actually help soothe that discomfort.
Oh.
And it also encourages healthy oral development.
So we're not just preparing for the future.
Right.
But we're also, like, helping them through a potentially tough stage.
Exactly.
How does chewing actually help with teething pain, though?
It's interesting. It has to do with counter pressure.
Okay.
So when they bite down on something, the pressure they apply to their gums actually counteracts some of the pain signals that are going to their brain,
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
like a natural pain reliever.
That's amazing how something so simple
Right.
can have such a big impact.
The body is amazing.
It really is. So
Yeah.
we've got rattles,
Right.
teething toys. What else?
Well, let's move on to something that might not immediately scream toy,
Okay.
but is absolutely essential for development.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Tummy time mats and play gyms.
Okay.
These are all about building those crucial motor skills that lay the foundation for crawling,
Yeah.
walking, all sorts of other milestones.
Okay. Tummy time.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about it, but honestly, it seems kind of boring to me.
You're not alone.
Just lying there on the floor. Where's the fun in that?
Well, for a baby, it's anything but boring.
Okay.
It's a whole body workout. Yeah, they're strengthening their neck,
Okay.
their back, their shoulder muscles.
I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was doing all that.
It's pretty amazing. And it's also helping them develop their coordination and their spatial awareness.
Wow. Okay. So how do we make tummy time more engaging?
That's where the tummy time mats and the play gyms come in.
Okay.
So the source describes these play gyms with detachable toys, mirrors,
Okay.
and all sorts of interesting textures.
Gotcha.
All of that encourages reaching,
Yeah.
kicking, head lifting,
Wow.
all those really important micro movements that build their strength and coordination.
It's like a little mini gym for their development.
Exactly.
That's a great way to put it.
You're setting up this environment where they can explore and experiment and kind of challenge themselves physically.
And by making tummy time engaging,
Yeah,
you're helping them build those skills while having fun.
exactly. Win-win.
I'm starting to see tummy time in a whole new light.
Good.
It's not just about building muscles. It's about creating that stimulating, enjoyable experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered comfort visual stimulation,
Mm-hmm.
Rattle's tummy time essentials.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, let's talk about something that might seem a little unexpected.
Okay.
Music and sound toys.
Oh.
And we're not just talking about entertainment here,
Okay.
although that's part of it.
Yeah.
There's actually a really deep connection between sound and a baby's early development.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay, well, just think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Babies spend 9 months in the womb surrounded by sound.
Right.
They hear mom's heartbeat,
Yeah.
the whooshing of blood flow,
Sure.
even the muffled sounds of the outside world.
Yeah.
All of that creates this sense of familiarity and comfort.
Okay.
And when they're born, those familiar sounds can be incredibly soothing.
So it's like we're recreating that womb-like environment
Exactly.
with music and sound toys.
You got it.
Okay.
So the source talks about plush toys with built-in sound machines that play white noise or lullabies.
Yeah.
Those can be incredibly calming for babies.
Yeah. Especially during those like fussy periods
That's
where
right.
they're trying to adjust to life outside the womb.
Absolutely.
Are there other types of sound toys that are beneficial too?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Some toys let you record your own voice,
Oh.
which can be even more comforting for a baby than pre-recorded sounds.
Really?
Yeah, because hearing a familiar, loving voice creates a really powerful sense of security and connection.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like giving them a little piece of you,
Exactly.
even when you're not there.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
it's a nice way to soothe them.
Okay, so we've covered comfort toys, visual stimulation, rattles, tummy time essentials, music, and sound toys.
That's a lot.
We're on a roll.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Well, there's one more category I think is worth exploring.
Okay.
Toys that encourage self-discovery.
Oh.
And a classic example of this is a baby-safe mirror.
Oh, mirrors.
Yeah.
I remember seeing my niece just like completely fascinated
Oh, yeah?
by her reflection when she was a baby.
They love them.
But what's the benefit there developmentally? Like, do they even recognize themselves at that age?
Not really.
Okay.
Not yet.
No.
But they are captivated by that visual stimulation.
Okay.
It's like a magic show
It really is.
for them.
Yeah.
And all that visual tracking,
Yeah.
all those attempts to reach out and touch the image,
Mm-hmm.
it's all really beneficial for their developing brains.
So even though they don't recognize themselves, they're still learning and growing through that.
Exactly. It's all about the experience.
Okay.
Yeah. And the source mentions another clever trick here.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Using a mirror during tummy time.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme.
Right.
Make tummy time fun.
Make tummy time fun.
But how does a mirror help with that?
Well, it provides extra visual stimulation,
Okay.
and it encourages them to lift their heads and engage with their surroundings.
Yeah.
So it's like adding another layer of excitement to an activity that might otherwise feel kind of monotonous.
And we want to make those sessions as enjoyable as possible.
Exactly.
So they actually like it
Yeah.
and want to do it.
Exactly. You want them to have a positive association with it.
So we've talked about comfort, visual stimulation, grasping and exploring tummy time soothing sounds, self-discovery.
We have covered a lot.
There's got to be something else.
There's one more.
Okay.
One more category that's crucial for early development.
Pay it on me.
Toys that encourage texture exploration.
Texture exploration.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, just think about it for a minute.
Okay.
Newborns are experiencing the world through their senses.
Right.
And they're constantly touching, grasping, and mouthing everything they can get their hands on.
Yeah, they explore with their mouths a lot.
They do.
Yeah.
That's how they learn.
Okay.
So different textures provide different sensory input,
Okay.
which helps their brain develop a more nuanced understanding of the world around them.
So it's not just about keeping their little hands busy.
Right.
It's about providing them with those rich sensory experiences
Exactly.
to stimulate their brains.
Yeah, and the source mentions crinkly fabrics,
Mhm.
ribbed surfaces, rubberized bumps,
Okay.
all sorts of interesting tactile experiences for babies to explore.
Yeah.
And, those different textures actually stimulate different parts of the brain,
Oh, wow.
helping them understand that, objects have different properties.
But they're learning about the world
Yeah.
through their fingertips.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And those early tactile experiences actually play a role in brain development.
Really?
Yeah, helping to build those neural pathways that are essential for learning.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're stimulating their vision, their hearing, their sense of touch.
It's a full sensory experience.
What about movement?
Well, we've already talked about mobiles and play gyms,
Right?
which encourage movement.
Yeah.
But the source also mentions developmental toys with lights and gentle movement.
Okay.
Like those crib toys that project stars on the ceiling or the ones that they can bat at.
Yeah.
It's all about captivating their attention,
Yeah.
stimulating their visual and auditory senses,
Yeah.
and encouraging them to explore movement.
And it can be really calming too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Especially that combination of soft lights, gentle movement, and soothing sounds.
Yeah.
It can create a really relaxing atmosphere, perfect for winding down before bedtime.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of different types of toys.
We have.
But what about something as simple as reading aloud?
Even though newborns don't understand the words yet,
Yeah.
reading aloud is incredibly valuable.
Okay.
Yeah, because it exposes them to the rhythm and cadence of language,
Okay.
which helps with language development later on.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
The source recommends choosing books with high contrast illustrations and simple rhyming text. It's all about making it visually engaging and enjoyable for them.
So it's not about them understanding the words.
Right.
It's about that experience.
Exactly. It's about the sound of your voice,
Yeah.
the closeness of cuddling up together. It creates this powerful bond
Yeah.
and a positive association with books.
I love that.
It's never too early to start reading.
Really is never too early to foster that love of reading.
Nope, never too early.
Yeah. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We talked about comfort toys, visual stimulation rattles, tummy time essentials, music and sound toys, baby-safe mirrors, and books.
That's a pretty good list.
It's a lot
Yeah.
for a tiny human.
It is, but, they're taking it all in.
They are.
Yeah.
So as we kind of wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
what's coming up next?
Well, we've covered a lot of the why, but I think next we should really get into the what.
Yeah.
Like some specific examples of toys that really hit all the marks that we've been talking about.
I like it. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Looking forward to it. You know, it's really amazing how much we're learning about just how powerful play is.
Yeah.
Even in those first few months,
Yeah.
like those seemingly simple toys can really have a profound impact.
I knew that babies learned through play, but this deep dive has really opened my eyes to the specifics of how different toys can target different areas
Yeah.
of their development.
It's like we're giving them a toolbox for their brains.
Oh, I love that.
Right, to help them kind of navigate the world.
Yeah, equip them with the skills they need.
Exactly.
So now that we've covered the why, let's get to the what.
Okay.
What are some specific examples
Yeah, let's do it.
of toys that can help babies develop these essential skills?
Okay, well, let's start with visual stimulation.
Yeah.
The source was raving about high contrast toys.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
Like those bold black and white patterns are like magnets
Yeah.
for newborns' eyes.
And it's interesting because the source mentioned that even though a baby's vision is still blurry in those first few weeks, they can still perceive those high contrast images.
They can. And those early visual experiences are so important for building those neural pathways in the visual cortex.
So what are some specific examples that we can look for?
Well, there are so many options.
Okay.
You've got board books with simple black and white illustrations, soft blocks with contrasting patterns,
Okay.
even rattles with black and white stripes.
Gotcha.
And then you can even find play mats and mobiles with high contrast designs.
So you can incorporate it into a lot of different things.
Exactly. It's easy to kind of weave it in
Okay.
to their environment.
So high contrast toys, check. What else?
Check it. Let's
Yeah.
talk about mobiles.
Okay.
Now, we're not talking about those brightly colored mobiles with tons of bells and whistles.
Right.
The source specifically recommends mobiles with slow, gentle movements.
Okay.
And you guessed it, high contrast colors.
So more about creating that calming, visually engaging experience.
Exactly.
Rather than sensory overload.
Exactly. You don't want to overwhelm them.
Yeah.
You want to keep it nice and calm and simple.
Yeah.
And those slow movements actually encourage visual tracking.
Yeah. Tell me more about that.
So it's basically their ability to follow a moving object with their eyes,
Oh, okay.
which is such a crucial skill for babies to develop.
Yeah.
And it lays the foundation for later motor milestones, like reaching and grasping.
Wow. So even something as simple as that
Yeah.
can have a big impact.
It can.
And bonus points.
Yes.
If it plays calming music.
Bonus points for sure.
Yeah.
Creates that nice soothing atmosphere,
Perfect.
which can be really helpful for babies.
Okay, so we've got high contrast toys.
Yeah.
Mobiles covered.
Yeah.
What about something for those little hands to explore?
Well, rattles are a classic for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
But as we mentioned earlier, the source emphasizes lightweight designs
Right.
that are easy for those tiny hands to grasp.
Yeah.
You don't want anything too heavy or bulky, especially in those early months when their grasp is still developing.
And gentle sounds too, right?
Yes, exactly.
Hey,
We don't
yeah.
want to overwhelm those delicate ears.
Yeah, for sure.
So think soft rattles,
Okay.
crinkle toys, maybe even a teething ring with different textures.
Oh, yeah, teething toys.
Yeah,
I know they might seem a little ahead of the game
a little bit.
for newborns.
Yeah,
But
but those little gums will be erupting before you know it.
true. And as you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
chewing helps soothe that teething pain
Right.
because the pressure counteracts some of those pain signals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So having a variety of safe objects to chew on can be a lifesaver
Yeah,
during those teething months.
for sure.
And it helps encourage healthy oral development.
Okay, so we've got rattles, teething toys.
Yep.
What about tummy time?
Tummy time.
What kind of toys can make those tummy time sessions more engaging?
Well, the source raved about tummy time mats and play gyms.
Okay.
You know, they're like mini gyms for babies.
Yeah.
Providing them with this safe and stimulating environment to strengthen their muscles and develop their coordination.
What should we look for in a tummy time mat or play gym?
Well, look for ones with detachable toys,
Okay.
mirrors, different textures.
Gotcha.
Anything to keep that little one engaged and motivated to lift their head and explore.
Yeah.
Some play gyms even have arches that cross over the baby,
Oh.
giving them something to reach for and bat at.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
So it's all about creating that stimulating and visually appealing environment
Yeah,
that encourages movement,
exactly.
exploration.
You want to make tummy time feel like an adventure, not a chore.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
It should be fun.
Okay, tummy time toys. Check.
Check.
What about music and sound?
Yes.
What are some good options?
Well, the source talked about plush toys with built-in sound machines that play white noise or lullabies. You know, those can be incredibly calming for babies, especially during those fussy periods.
Especially then.
Yeah, when they're trying to adjust to life outside the womb.
Yeah.
And you can also find standalone sound machines that project soothing sounds and lights.
I love those.
Yeah.
They're so calming.
They're so nice.
For everybody.
Yeah.
For the whole family.
The source also mentioned recording your own voice.
Oh, yes.
Which I think is such a cute idea.
It's so sweet. And, hearing a familiar, loving voice can be incredibly comforting for a baby. And it creates a really special bond between you and your little one.
And even just singing
to your
baby.
The best.
Right.
Yeah, they love it.
Even if you don't have, the best voice.
It doesn't matter. They love it.
They just love the sound of your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those early musical experiences are so important for language development and emotional bonding.
Okay, so we've talked about visual stimulation, grasping and exploring tummy time, soothing sounds. What about toys that encourage self-discovery?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, baby-safe mirrors are a classic example of this.
Yeah.
Even though babies don't recognize themselves in the mirror yet.
Right.
They're fascinated by that visual stimulation.
Yeah.
And all that visual tracking, those attempts to reach out and touch the image.
Yeah.
It's all incredibly beneficial.
For sure.
For their developing brains.
And you can even use a mirror during tummy time.
Absolutely.
To add that extra layer of visual interest.
Multitasking.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the most out of it.
We're making tummy time fun and engaging.
Yeah.
As babies get a little bit older, you can introduce toys that encourage more interactive self-discovery.
Okay.
Like activity centers with mirrors, spinning gears, other manipulative elements that can keep them entertained and engaged for hours.
So giving them opportunities to kind of explore their own reflection and experiment with cause and effect.
Exactly. And those early experiences lay the foundation for a lifetime of curiosity and exploration.
So we've talked a lot about different types of toys.
We have.
But there's one more category.
There is.
That's absolutely essential for early development.
It's a big one.
Really?
Books.
Books.
I was wondering when we'd get to those.
I know, right?
I know it might seem a little strange to read to a newborn.
Yeah.
But the source really emphasized the importance of early literacy.
They did, and it might seem like they're not understanding anything.
Right.
But trust me, they're absorbing so much more than we realize.
Really?
Yeah. Just hearing the rhythm and cadence of your voice.
Okay.
The sound of the words, the closeness of cuddling up together.
Yeah.
It all creates such a positive association with books and lays the foundation for a love of reading.
That's so sweet.
It is. It's really lovely.
So what kind of books are best for newborns?
Well, the source recommends choosing books with high contrast illustrations.
Okay.
And simple rhyming text.
So think about board books with those bold black and white pictures and short, repetitive phrases.
Makes sense.
Yeah, nice and easy.
And it's okay if they want to put the book in their mouth.
Of course.
Right.
Absolutely. Babies explore the world through their senses.
Yeah.
And that includes taste.
Right.
Just make sure the book is made from safe, non-toxic materials.
Good point.
Yeah, safety first.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about high contrast toys, mobiles, rattles, teething toys, tummy time mats and play gyms, music and sound toys, baby-safe mirrors, and books.
That's quite a toolbox.
It is.
For a baby's brain.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many simple and affordable options there are to help them develop.
It's true. And you don't need to buy everything at once.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You can start with a few basics.
Right.
And then gradually add more toys as your baby grows and develops.
I like that. And most importantly, remember that the best toy is you.
Oh, I love that.
Your love, attention, and interaction are the most valuable gifts
so true.
that you can give.
No toy can replace human interaction.
Yeah.
So put away your phone, turn off the TV.
Be present.
And just be present with your little one.
Yeah.
Talk to them, sing to them, play with them.
Yeah.
Those simple moments of connection are the most valuable gifts you can give.
It's not about the quantity of the toys.
Exactly.
It's about the quality of the interaction.
Absolutely. And those early interactions, those moments of shared joy and discovery will shape your baby's development in ways that no toy ever could.
This deep dive has been so insightful.
Me too.
I'm walking away with a whole new understanding of the power of play and how important it is to choose toys that support a baby's development.
It's amazing what we can learn from these little ones.
I know.
They're constantly teaching us about the world.
Yeah.
And they remind us of the simple joys of exploration and discovery.
Yeah.
Which is so nice.
So to our listener out there who might be feeling a little overwhelmed.
It can feel overwhelming. There are so many choices.
Right.
But you got this.
Trust your instincts.
Trust your instincts. You know your baby best.
You do.
Pay attention to what they enjoy, what captures their attention, what makes them light up.
Yeah.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
This journey of parenthood is full of challenges and rewards.
It is.
But it's also an incredible opportunity to kind of rediscover the world through the eyes of a child.
I love that.
So embrace the mess, the laughter, and the endless possibilities of play.
I love that.
And as always, remember to cherish those precious moments because they really do fly by.
They do.
Yeah.
What a beautiful way to wrap up this deep dive.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm feeling inspired and excited to kind of explore the world of baby toys with a fresh perspective.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back soon with another fascinating topic.
Sounds good.
Until then, happy playing. It's amazing to me how much thought goes into designing toys for these little ones.
I know. It's really fascinating.
We often think of toys as just, simple objects.
Yeah, just things to play with.
Exactly.
But there's a whole science behind it.
Right.
Creating toys that engage and stimulate their developing brains.
It's not just about keeping them entertained.
No, it's about helping them learn and grow through play.
And what's really cool is that you don't need a ton of fancy gadgets or expensive toys to create that stimulating environment.
Exactly.
Which is good.
Yeah, because baby stuff can get pricey.
It can get really pricey.
Yeah. But the good news is that some of the most beneficial toys are also some of the simplest.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, we've talked a lot about high contrast toys.
Right.
And those can be as simple as black and white pattern cloths.
Yeah.
Or even just printing out some high contrast images and hanging them around.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Especially for those early weeks when they're still mostly seeing in shades of gray.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then as they get a little older, you can introduce toys with more colors and patterns.
Right.
But those early high contrast experiences are so crucial for developing their visual cortex.
Okay, high contrast toys.
Check.
What else?
Mobiles are another great option.
Yeah.
And again, you don't need anything fancy.
Yo.
A simple mobile with a few high contrast shapes slowly moving overhead can be really captivating.
And it encourages that visual tracking.
It does.
Which is so important for hand-eye coordination.
Precisely.
If you want to add a musical element, you can hang a few bells or rattles from it.
You could.
Just make sure the sounds are gentle.
Well, you don't want to overwhelm them.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and soothing.
Okay, mobiles, check.
Check.
What about something for those little hands to explore?
Well, rattles are a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
Easy for babies to grasp.
Yeah.
And they provide that auditory feedback, which is great for stimulating their sense of hearing.
Any tips for choosing a good rattle?
Look for rattles that are lightweight, easy to hold, and have a variety of textures.
Okay.
Some rattles even have different compartments.
Oh, cool.
With beads or other objects that make different sounds when shaken.
It's like a little sensory symphony.
Exactly.
I love it.
And you can also find teething rings that double as rattles.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so providing relief for sore gums and auditory stimulation all in one.
Okay, rattles and teething rings, check.
Check.
What about tummy time?
Tummy time.
What can make those sessions more engaging?
Tummy time mats are a great investment.
Okay.
They provide a comfortable and stimulating surface for babies to practice lifting their heads, strengthening those neck and back muscles, and developing their coordination.
What should we look for in a tummy time mat?
Look for mats with bright colors, interesting patterns, and a variety of textures.
Okay.
Some mats even have built-in toys like mirrors, rattles, or crinkly fabrics.
Oh,
yes, nice.
And you can always add some extra toys to the mix.
Of course.
To keep things interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Things like soft blocks, stacking cups, or even just a basket of different textured objects can provide hours of entertainment.
Okay. Tummy time mats, check.
Check.
Music and sound.
Yeah.
What are some good options for sound toys that won't break the bank?
Well, one of the simplest and most effective sound toys is your own voice.
Ah.
Sing to your baby, talk to them, read to them.
Yeah.
Even just making silly noises can be incredibly stimulating for their developing brains.
I love that.
It's true.
It's a good reminder that the most important toy is you.
The most important toy is you.
Yeah.
You're right.
And if you want to add some additional sounds to the mix, you can create a playlist.
Yeah.
Of calming music.
Yeah, nature sounds.
Or nature sounds. Or there's those sound machines.
Oh, yeah, the sound machines are great.
That play white noise.
Yeah. Or lullabies.
I love those.
That could be really helpful.
And those plush toys with the built-in sound machines.
Yes.
Those can be lifesavers.
They really can be.
Sometimes.
Especially during those fussy periods.
For sure.
And some of them even allow you to record your own voice.
I love that.
Which can be so comforting.
Yeah.
For a baby.
Okay, music and sound toys. Check. What about toys that encourage self-discovery?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, baby-safe mirrors are a classic choice.
Yeah.
Babies are fascinated by their own reflections.
They are.
Yeah. And those early visual experiences are crucial for developing their sense of self.
And you can introduce mirrors really early on.
You can.
Right.
Yeah, as early as those first few weeks.
Okay.
Even though they don't recognize themselves yet.
Yeah.
They're still captivated by that visual stimulation.
And as they get older, mirrors become even more engaging.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
As they start experimenting with making faces.
Yeah.
Exploring their own features.
So fun.
Yeah, it's really cute to watch.
And once they start to recognize themselves, then it can help with self-awareness.
Absolutely.
And social skills.
Yeah, it's a really important tool.
Okay, mirrors, check.
Check.
What about books?
Books?
We've talked about reading aloud.
Yeah.
But are there specific types of books that are best for newborns?
Yeah, you want to choose books that are visually stimulating.
Okay.
And have a simple, repetitive text.
Okay.
Board books with high contrast illustrations and short rhyming phrases are a great option.
Makes sense.
Yeah, nice and easy for them to process.
And it's okay if they want to put the book in their mouth.
It's totally fine.
Right.
Babies explore the world through their senses.
Right.
And that includes taste.
Yeah.
Just make sure the book is made from safe, non-toxic materials.
Good point.
Yeah, safety first.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From high contrast toys to books.
A whole range.
It's amazing how many simple and affordable options there are.
I know, it's really encouraging.
For stimulating a baby's development.
Yeah, you don't need to spend a fortune to give your baby a great start.
That's so true.
And the best part is you don't need to buy everything at once.
Right.
You can start with a few basics
and
then gradually add more toys as your baby grows.
I love that approach.
Yeah, it's less overwhelming that way too.
Right.
For everyone.
For sure. And most importantly, remember that the best toy is you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
Yeah, your love, attention, and interaction, those are the most valuable gifts you can give.
It's true.
No toy can replace human connection.
That's so important.
Yeah, so put away the phone, turn off the TV, and just be present with your little one.
Yeah.
Talk to them, sing to them, play with them.
Those are the moments that matter.
They are.
Yeah.
Those early moments of connection are the foundation for a lifetime of learning, growth, and love.
This has been such an insightful deep dive.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm feeling inspired and empowered to create a really playful and stimulating environment.
That's wonderful.
For my little one.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's amazing how much we can learn from these tiny humans.
I know, right? They're constantly teaching us.
Yeah.
They remind us of the simple joys of exploration, discovery, and imagination.
So to our listener out there.
Yes.
Embrace the mess.
Embrace the mess.
The laughter and the endless possibilities of play.
Play is so important.
And cherish those moments.
Cherish them.
They go by so fast.
They really do.
This has been so great.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll be back soon.
With another deep dive.
With another fascinating topic.
Until then, happy play.